Hello art students. Today we are going to learn how to do a grid transfer drawing just like the artist Chuck Close, whom we've been studying. Chuck Close used the grid transfer method to break down complex compositions into bite-sized units or squares by gridding his reference picture and then gridding his canvas. So here's what his reference picture looks like with the grid. And here's what the finished painting looks like. And you can see all of those squares of the grid. Your practice drawing has been gridded for you, and it's labeled along the top, A, B, C, D, E, F, and then along the side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so that the grid on the right is exactly the same as the grid on the left. Start with the exterior lines of the bird. And I like to start at the top and find your starting line. Mine is in box C1. And then you're just going to go square by square, finding where each of those contour lines start and stop in each square. Don't think about any other squares, just the one you're working on. So I'm working on C2, and I'm looking really closely at where those lines are and where they start in each box as I go along. Now I'm going to go down to the next row, down to B3, and I'm going to sketch in that outside line of the bird's body, and then I'm just going to keep going. I'm not going to worry about any of those internal lines or any of the details right now. I just want to get the whole outline of the kind of main shape of the bird, because then if it's a little bit off, I can make corrections before I get into details. So here I go. I'm just going to continue going square by square. Now I'm going to start making that branch. It's in box C5. And then I'm going to start moving on to the rest of the top portion of the bird, paying close attention to where each of those lines start and stop in each square.
He rocks in the treetop all the day long, hopping and a bopping and a singing.
Okay, now I've got all of those exterior lines complete and it looks pretty good. You can see that the size of the grid on the right is a little bit smaller than the grid on the left, so my drawing is a little bit smaller. Now I'm going to start doing interior lines. So I'm going to do the details of the bird's beak, eyes, wings, and the berries that are on all the branches.
Eyes all loud, the big black crow, flap of their wings, sing and go, bird, go, rockin' robin, rockin' robin, go, rockin' robin, 'cause we're really gonna rock tonight.
Okay, now I can go back and take another look at that reference picture and the grid on the left and just double check that my image looks pretty good. But you can see that I have created an identical drawing to the one that's on the left, more or less. Now it's your turn to give it a shot. When you're finished drawing the bird, go ahead and try drawing the butterfly at the bottom of the page. The grid process is exactly the same.
Well, the pretty little raven at the birdman stand taught him how to do the bop, and it was grand. They started going steady and bless my soul, he out-bopped the buzzard and the Oreo. He rocks in the treetop all the day.